Hi, I'm Dr. Ben Quist.
And I'm fitness.
Flat bar bench claims another one.
This exercise is in everyone's repertoire. Athletes, bodybuilders, everyone who's interested in exercise seems to want to bench press. Why does everyone get injured doing it?
I don't know. What have we done to deserve being attacked by this exercise?
It's a cruel world.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ben Quist.
And I'm fitness expert Jeremiah Kruger.
And we're here today to talk to you about how to injury-proof your bench press.
Then why do so many people hurt themselves on the flat bar bench?
There's three main reasons why people hurt themselves with a flat bar bench. Reason number one is that the AC joint, which is part of your shoulder, is not meant to be a weight-bearing joint. So you don't walk around on your hands, right? We walk around on our legs. So that's reason one. Reason number two is that there's something called the arc of impingement, which the flat bar bench puts you firmly in that arc of impingement, which can cause problems. And then reason number three is that your wrists are put into a really strongly pronated position under load, which can also cause problems for the wrists. All right, so start off with reason number one, the AC joint not being a load-bearing joint. So that joint is formed between your clavicle and your acromion process. So it's like a little, they describe it almost like a knuckle right there. It is a small joint, and it is really not meant to bear the types of loads that people do when they're flat bar benching. I've seen some people on our workout floor flat bar benching over 400 pounds, and you put that much pressure back in that teeny little joint, and problems like arthritis over time or acute injuries like a tear of the ligaments in the AC joint typically happen over a long period of time of putting that pressure there.
So like a tree is meant to withstand snow, wind, birds, squirrels, whatever.
But not a school bus being dropped on it, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's very relatable. So that's basically it for reason number one. Reason number two is the arc of impingement. The arc of impingement is where your rotator cuff tendon gets pinched when you're raising your arm up. That typically occurs somewhere between 70 degrees and about 110 degrees. So the position that most people are in a flat bench, if you're trying to hit your pecs, is almost like a 90-degree angle, which puts you firmly in the arc of impingement and leads to possible rotator cuff injuries, which you and I both know people have been injured, right? Mm-hmm. I've been injured.
So in this case, the right angle is actually the wrong angle?
Totally, exactly. Reason number three is the fact that when you bench with a straight bar, it puts your wrist into a very strongly pronated position under load. And that can cause some problems for the ligaments in your wrist. This normally doesn't happen for younger individuals, but when you're in your 40s or 50s and you're doing flat bar bench, it's very easy to tear those ligaments because of that extreme position you're putting your wrist in under load.
So now that we've gone over the challenges that flat bar bench presents, let's talk about the 3 ways that you can prevent these injuries from happening.
So Jeremiah, what's the best way to injury-proof your bench?
Isn't that exactly what we're teaching right now?
Don't do it. So I'm saying that as a joke, but I really mean it. There are a lot of different forms of benching that you can do other than the flat bar bench that are just as good to build muscle tissue or strength, but a lot less dangerous to your shoulders. So to get a solution for the first issue, that kind of excessive pressure on your AC joint, you really want to try to get your shoulder joint out of that 90-degree position. So you can see Jeremiah is bringing his elbows down a little bit, and now he's at more of like a 45-degree angle when he's benching. That's going to be a little bit safer position for your AC joint while you're doing the bench press. So that's one possible solution. Secondary solutions would be to just bench using dumbbells. That's one of the easiest ways to do that, to get out of that high pressure position for the AC joint. Or the use of any different types of bars that have different types of grips that allow you to be in that 45-degree position are also great. The one we use here at our gym is called a Kabuki Cadallic Bar. All right, so now for the final one. So the last one we talked about was that excessive pronation of your wrist under load. So the way to fix that is similar to kind of the other ones we've talked about, is use things like dumbbells, use things like the angled bench bar so that you can get your wrists into a more neutral position versus that real extreme pronated position when you're pressing, so that you won't hurt that wrist with those motions.
Long story short, all 3 solutions to all 3 problems basically touch on the same things. You want a strong base of support for your shoulders, bringing your shoulders down and pulled back. You want free and neutral wrist, and you want to be out of that impingement zone.
Exactly, yep.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Flat bar bench.
Flat bar bench who?
Bench the flat bar bench. Get it? Like a quarterback who's just thrown his 4th interception and you got to bench him now?
Oh. Maybe we should make a video where we teach Jeremiah how to keep jokes to himself.
It's probably a good idea. Aww.